Hey, it's your girl Monique 69 Ways Johnson. I'm here with VACAYJTV. And I know we late. We is late to the party. We a little late.
We right on time. What you talking about?
But you know what they
Welcome to the
say,
show.
it's better late than never.
Nah, we
For
ain't late. We on time,
on
baby.
but we are caught up on episodes 1 through 3 of
Yeah,
a penguin. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yes. We all caught up. You
What up,
know,
fam?
hey to everyone.
I got
So
my penguin glasses on. You know what I'm
you got your penguin glasses on.
saying? Hey, first of all, shout out to you with the dope intro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, dope
Oh,
intro.
thank you.
No doubt.
Thank you very much. So,
Yeah,
like, we are here for a good time, but not a long time.
that's
So,
right.
we gonna get this started because we got 3 episodes to get through. Okay,
Ooh, let's go.
let's go.
You see my
So,
penguins? You see the penguins behind me? They ready.
they ready?
They ready.
So, yeah. So, on your way in, so make sure you are liking the
Yeah,
video, share, subscribe if you're not already, please, and thank you,
appreciate you.
Latoya.
Appreciate you, Latoya. You already know.
Right. So episode 1, it's called After Hours. So this show is set up after like a week later from the Batman. So we know what happened at the end of the Batman. If you saw the movie, the 2022 movie, this is a week later after the assassination of Carmine Falcone and the Riddler getting hemmed up after he did all that chaos in
Yeah,
the town. So yeah, so this is a week later, and we got the penguin. Like you don't know what he fit in, and the underworld is crumbling. The crime bosses underworld is crumbling. So uh the main point I want to talk about, one of the main points for episode 1 I want to talk about is the beginning. Since Carmine Falcone is assassinated, so his son is stepping in, Alberto Falcone. So he did not last a whole long time. This episode, I was like, oh my goodness, because when he went up to his father's suite, which is above Oz, aka Penguin's club, he found the penguin in there rummaging and stuff like that. So Penguin came across some files that he could use against people, dirty files that he could use against the ops. So, and his son found them. They was talking, and then I remember Penguin shared the story about Rex Calabrese, which is the AKA the Lion, which was the mall boss back in the day in Gotham before Batman existed. So he was telling him that story. He laughed in his face, and then boom, he's gone. He deleted. So what's
that's
your
what
thoughts
you
on
get.
that?
That's what you get. You know what I'm saying? Cause he always saw, you know, Penguin, you know what I mean? Like you always saw him as like a under guy, you know what I mean? You just the guy that drives us around. You just the guy to kind of like clean up the bodies when we done with him. You know what I mean? So he never really respected him. So when he was talking to him, I was just like, yo, you sure you want to do that? You could see on the penguin. I'm just gonna call him the penguin. You could see on his face, he was just like, what? You laughing at me? Like, what? You could tell, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Colin Farrell. You could tell he was like about to erupt and he just pulled out the blick. He was like, blip, blip. I was like, oh,
Without a second thought, I was
this
like,
whole
yo,
this whole thing again, we're gonna get to Costello. This whole thing to me was just on some like grand opening, grand closing, right? So we go
yes,
people, they gonna be here for a minute and then they gonna be out of here, yo.
with the quickness. I was like, yo, five
Yeah,
minutes of the 10 minutes of the show. He only
yeah,
lasted, but hey, it is what it is. You can see the twitch in his demeanor when he did it.
right.
He laughed and then he like, oh snap. What I did do.
You saw he was like F.
He did that so good. So I had to give it to Colin Farrell for that because like
Hell yeah.
how he switched that up. So that was
Hmm.
one of the main points of this episode. And also, um, we get to meet Sophia and the Falcone family. No,
Yes.
wait, before we get to the family, he get a new recruit, Victor.
Yes.
We can't
Victor.
forget about Victor
That's right.
Aguilar, the new recruit that was trying to steal from the penguin his
That's
cap.
right. They trying to take his car. They trying to take his car. and he caught him. He's like, get over here. He's like, he starts stuttering. I was like, oh. But it seems to be, again, as we go through the episodes, it seems to be that, you know, Victor is like a really good recruit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll see how that relationship goes with Oz.
Yeah, he was about to, you know, delete him, but he saw that he has a disability, which, well, a light disability, which is a stutter. So
right,
speech impediment. So he like, huh. So he kind of taking a liking it to that because, you know, he's different as well. He got his own disability, so he took a liking to him. So yeah, I thought Victor was a goner at one point in this episode, but
there was a lot of times I thought he was about to be out of here. You
right,
know what
especially
I mean?
at the junkyard, he did what he helped him do what he do. Yeah. I was like, yo,
the sun's rising, the sun is coming up. You know what I mean? Might as well take you out right now. You know what I mean? What up,
yes, hey, DeMarcus.
Yeah,
yes, DeMarcus. Good episode. So next is Eve is his alibi. So that's his top girl, which is she run the ladies.
Yeah.
The ladies of the night, if you will. The party girls.
That's what I call them.
I'm not gonna call them nothing else but the ladies of the night. But yeah, so we meet the Falcone family as well. The rest of the Falcone family, I should say, in this episode. We meet Uncle Lucas and his second-hand Johnny Vitti. And also Sophia Falcone, who is out of Arkham. She was rehabilitated. And you can see why, because she's a little unhinged. And
she's scary, yo. She's a little scary to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like her, but I like the unexpected. Like, you don't know what she gonna do.
Right.
Is she gonna flip, or she going to? She talks very like, you know, somebody crazy when they be like, okay, no problem. What? All right. Well, this is how we. When they get calm and quiet like that, you better be careful. You better run, because they're gonna flip on you.
The quickness. So, yeah. So it was good. We meet her. And she also well, the uncle and them told Penguin to shut down his operation within the next 48 hours. He got to shut it down because that town is no good. It's been flooded out, and they said they moved to Robbinsville, moving operations to Robbinsville and stuff like that. And then Sophia asked Penguin out for something to eat, to dinner, so they can catch up.
Yeah.
And the way she said it, I was like, uh-oh.
I ain't trusted. I didn't know.
So what's your thoughts on that whole?
Yeah, she was a little bit too like, okay, oh yeah, you on my side, yeah, you agree with me, yeah, okay. Like he was saying that he felt sorry for her as to what they did to her, how they left her out there in the asylum and all of this and that. But when she was like, yo, let's sit down and talk, I was just like, okay, what y'all want to really talk? What does she really want to talk about? What does she really want to catch up on? So I don't think I couldn't trust her, man. Like, I really still don't trust her. Like, she's scary, and we see why.
Yes, young chap, I agree. She is the coolest. Yeah, out of all the chicks, she is up there for me.
Oh yeah.
Across the shows.
But I like that. Like, it's totally fitting to the show. It's so to me, it's like, okay, it's called the Penguin, but it seems like she is way more ruthless than Oz is right now. You know what I mean? Oz is ruthless, but with her, man, you see with Costello. We could talk about that in a minute.
Right. Okay. So when she met up with him for the dinner, she asked where my brother is, because she knew that her brother was going to the club, his club.
Yeah.
In her father's suite that was at the top.
And
she haven't heard from him. She said, where's my brother? He said he probably on another bender, because Alberto also he's another problem child, I guess you would say, because he has an issue with alcohol and I guess stuff like that. So so that's the story he told her for the moment. So and because she called him out because the Penguin offered Uncle Lucas another business development of this new drug that's coming, and she looking like, because she overheard him say that, and she was like, how you know that? Because me and my brother was talking about that.
He said exactly the same line that Alberto said to him about a new thing coming through. And he said the same way. And she was right behind him, but he didn't know she was right behind him. You know what I mean? So when she did call him out on some, like, yeah, how you know about this? Is like, yeah, dog, you put your foot in your mouth because you didn't know she was there. And it was really Alberto and Sophia's deal.
Yeah. So that was that, and then we get a scene. We're gonna talk another part. We get a familiar face. We're gonna talk about this familiar face.
Poppy.
Poppy. Castillo, aka Poppy. I'm like, I'm glad they
Lorenzo Tejada's in the building. This is where he went to. He didn't die. It was he went over here to Penguin.
Yeah. It didn't last long, but anyway, yeah. So he is part of the Falcone henchmen.
Yep.
It was good to see that familiar face.
Yeah.
And then they eventually found Alberto. They thought they had hemmed up Penguin. Sophia and her man, which is Castillo, they chased him. It was raining. That was crazy. And he eventually got caught. I thought he was gonna get away when he was in the car, and then he got out the car, and then he disappeared.
Yeah,
he was got that FEMA relief thing that was happening on.
That's wild with everything going on right now. That's
right.
Wild.
Yeah, right? That is wild. Talking about timing. So
yeah.
So
they caught him.
Yeah, he was in the trunk. I'm like, how he so fast?
It was clever though, because he went over there. There was mad people over there, and then he left his door open, so it looked like he ran into where the people was at.
But he got the trunk so slow. You know, he got that foot.
Yeah, exactly. And he overweight too, so he ain't gonna be. If it was us, we would have jumped to the car, and got up out of there. You know what I mean? So
yeah, young champ. Sorry. Yep.
I know, right? Like he got a short contract.
I was hoping he was staying.
We need a new agent for Poppy, man. Lorenzo need a new agent, yo.
Yes, she was straight out Arkansas.
Yep.
Boom.
Appreciate y'all coming through. Hit that like button for us. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, please and thank you. So they got him. They knocking him out. They had him naked. I'm just so glad that it was at a certain angle, because I did not want to see Penguin and his nakedness. I didn't want to see eyes.
So they did the whole makeup for Colin Farrell, so they had to put on a makeup body thing too, because he had to fit the role. That's a lot of makeup. That's a lot of
Shout out to the makeup department. Hey,
for real. Shout out to them, man. You made him look like a big
with the foot, and he took off his shoe. Game over. I'm like, y'all didn't have to show him doing his toes is up there throwing up gang signs. Like what the freak?
He was like, dum, dum, dum.
Right. That's what I'm like. They ain't have to show that, but we get it. Why he wearing a special shoe and why he walked the way he walked.
How one toe is over the other one. I'm like, dang.
But it happened to people in real life, so
that's crazy.
Yeah. So so she and then the car had crashed or did the interception. So I'm guessing this Victor brought the car and it crashed, and guess who's in the trunk?
Alberto Falcone with his finger off.
Missing. So his pinky missing because he had that ring, which was what's his name? Sal.
Who's locked up.
Yeah, who's locked up. So he did make a visit. He did offer a deal to him while they was, while he was locked up. He gave him the ring. And he said he's gonna play double agent. So that's basically what's Penguin position at the end of this episode. He is playing double agent for the Falcone and for the what's the other family name? Maroney.
Okay.
Yeah, Maroney. So
got it.
He playing double agent for that. Any other thoughts or anything else that popped out for this episode for you?
Episode 1 was definitely good. You know what I'm saying? Good introduction for me, or reintroduction, or just a good groundwork as far as showing us the world, this world that he's in. You know what I'm saying? So they did a great job of creating this world. I'm definitely a fan of Victor. Definitely a huge fan of Victor. Sophia, man, she is insane. And Poppy, man, Poppy. I mean, he took that wire, put put it on his arm. I was like, okay, he's doing a good job being a little thug. You know what I mean? Being a thug in this thing. You know what I mean? He didn't have a lot of lines, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm
So
looking
you
forward.
think he was more thug in here than Power Book?
Oh heck yeah, man! He was way tougher to me. To me, come on, man. When did we see Lorenzo Tejada really get busy? Like when he was in jail and he had Little Kane beat up. He had Little Kane beat up by the other inmates or by the guard.
Right.
So when did we really see Lorenzo Tejada get busy? Never.
He popped Zeke by accident. He thought it was what's the name?
That was getting busy. Okay,
that's about it. I'm trying to throw him something.
And he popped him from the back. So
yeah, that's true.
It wasn't really a battle. It wasn't really like going head to head with somebody. So again, I think Costello's way tougher than Lorenzo Tejada. Yeah.
Hey, DeMarcus.
What up? What up? What up?
Yes, thank you, Sal Maroney. Yeah, the name came to me. Yes, this is a dope series.
Yeah.
Yes, DC.
DC coming up a little something. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on to episode 2, you guys. So Inside Man. It's called the Inside Man. So I know this episode, I think the beginning we see Sophia, she is having like this traumatic therapy session. At first I thought it was like a flash, it's like a flashback, but I think it's mixed with a memory and a nightmare at the same time. It's like a memory and a nightmare mixed together because she was in a thing in Arkham Asylum, and then she getting a visit from my brother Alberto, and then he's there with no finger.
Yeah, with no finger, right?
And
then pinky's going.
Shot him from the back. Pow.
And
then she woke up. I think he hypnotized her. I don't know what that therapist was doing. And then the way he was hugging and caressing her, said, "It's okay, calm down. You here?"
Because he feeling her. He want to get her. He like her. Yeah, that's therapy. That's a different type of therapy.
Oh man,
He's gonna hug up on you, rub up on you. You know what I'm saying? You in your traumatic fix, and then meanwhile your boy on the side trying to get a little feel up. That's what he doing. You know what I mean?
No, that's terrible.
Violation. Is he violating?
Very, very. That's assault. Okay.
Yep, basically.
So we also see that the Maroney family got it down locked in the prison because this whole squad is there. I don't see no guard, no nothing, because the Penguin made a visit and then they cocked up a deal.
Yep.
Because he put Sal on Maroney is the fall guy. His people is the fall guy for Alberto's unaliving.
Right.
So it's like, yo.
You got the whole place on lock. He got his crew up in there, and they all behind him too. Like, yeah, what's up? You know what I mean?
What's going on?
Because he was by himself before, but now with the whole, Alberto being gone, it's like, yo, we need to have everybody here when Penguin comes through, when Oz comes through.
Yeah, because Penguin put him in a war, not in a war against the Falcons.
Definitely did. Yeah. But he did it for a good reason, because he's like, yo, they embarrassed you before, they took your ring, they did all this and that. So he was trying to get the name, the Maroney name back on the street on some like, yo, they nobody to mess with, right? So it was a good thing that Oz did a good thing. Like, he was smart about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was smart about it. Like, he's playing double agent, and it's crazy how every time they talk, everyone who talks to the Penguin, who knows the Penguin, who knows Oz, Oswald Cobb, they say he's dirty. They know he's dirty. Yeah. He's not to be trusted. Okay.
Right. And they still doing business with him. Right.
They ain't got no choice, because he put them in position that they ain't got no choice but to kind of take his word.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, hey. So they cup up a deal because he had to move this product, Falcone product, and the whole setup to Robbinsville. So the time, I guess the 48 hours is up. So it's at the 48-hour mark. So they transporting it to Robbinsville. And the deal is to, how the Maroney's do an interception, intercept that whole transport. And it was in FEMA trust. It's called a FEMA heist. So they was in the whole.
Nice. Yeah.
They was in the FEMA
That's
stuff.
crazy.
So. Right. That's what I said. I was like, okay.
I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, you wouldn't suspect that anything being the FEMA truck was just stuff for, relief to take
Please.
it to the people, right? So
Right.
it's sort of like, in BMF when he was trying to move some stuff, and the
Yeah.
cops said, let's move it in the ambulance because nobody would detect that. So it's kind of
Right.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he talked to that deal and stuff like that, and he told them how it was gonna go down and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
and he be in touch, and basically, and
Mhm.
the wife, she don't trust the penguin. So
Oh
yeah,
no. Talking in Italian. Yeah, she
yeah,
don't trust him.
she don't trust him. So yeah, so there's that, and also what else? He have Eve, the top girl, bring the girls over to have a party, with
Yeah.
little Victor. I'm like, oh, little Victor, what's going on?
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
like, how old are you? But
Yeah.
he brought the girls over, and then Eve did approach him like, yo, I was your alibi for you unaliving Alberto, because she just said, okay,
Mhm.
I'm your alibi. She ain't know what alibi for, and she put two and two together. She was like, yo, you put
Right.
me and my girls in danger.
Yeah. Mhm.
You
And
know
he
what
was
I'm
like, "Yeah,
saying?
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." But yeah, big danger. If she has to testify. I mean, again, nobody's coming to her. But if he's like, "Yeah, well, I was with her," then she's gonna have to testify if he gets caught.
It's Mooney 69 Ways Johnson.
There
YouTube.
you go. Young
Thank
champ.
you,
Salute,
champ.
salute. Appreciate you. Definitely subscribe to the homie. Yeah,
Monique 69 Ways Johnson. Thank you.
that's right.
Um, yeah, so she didn't appreciate that, and I'm glad. I mean, she's not afraid of the penguin, and she was kissing on him and stuff. So that's his girl. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh my god, she is too
Yeah.
bad to be doing that to him. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm saying,
He's
like,
pulling bad chicks. Nah.
everybody need love. Somebody gonna love somebody. So my man, look, his foot is messed up, but something else may not be messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
He
goodness.
probably laying down that little penguin. You know what I'm saying? He laying down a little penguin on the lady. So you know what I'm saying? He getting it in.
Right. That's funny. But he also, I think during that time, he got like a call,
Yeah,
and it was about his mom.
right.
So he danced with his mother again. So I'm so
Dance
silly.
with my mother
Mom
again.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he got over to mom's house. Her name is Frances,
yeah,
and I guess a neighbor or a landlord or something. It was a Spanish guy. He found his mom that's walking because she is suffering with dementia, unfortunately. So yeah,
yeah. There's a landlord. Yeah.
it was
Mhm.
okay. So
Yeah.
that was crazy. I'm like, why she's not having care? Like the guy said, she needs care if she has dementia. She's walking and not knowing
Yeah.
where she's going. So you know how dementia could get, to the whole
It gets
people.
serious, man. It gets crazy. And again, we're seeing Oz going through his transition of just trying to get back on his feet and trying to get things going. So he doesn't have he doesn't have a lot of bread at this point. He doesn't have goons yet. He doesn't have none of that yet. So he's doing his best to kind of bring it together. But he went over there scared, if we remember.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. In episode 1, he did go over there scared, and she had to get him a pet talk. She said, I ain't no
Hmm.
kitty cat. You ain't no kitty cat. I ain't raised no kitty cat.
Yeah.
So
She got him right because he was just like, yeah, we got to get out of town. We got to go. And she was like, boy, shut up. So, mhm.
young champ.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that, and then when episode 1, when Victor came in the house, she was like, who's this black dude? She was scared.
Oh God.
And he said, this your caretaker or something. I was
Yeah.
like,
So
he
he's a
don't know.
nurse. He's like kind of a nurse. He could take care of you. He's just gonna take care
Right.
of you, right? You know what I'm saying? She's like, is he licensed? Like,
Right. I was like, yo, that is hilarious. But
she
that's
on truck.
Mama Francis. She's dealing, so he got that part
Yeah.
of him he got to deal with, which is his
Right.
mom, Francis, who's dealing with dementia. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the heist happened. The FEMA heist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talk about that. So that's the main part of this episode was the FEMA heist. So he got
Right.
in the truck, and guess who ran interference of this operation of
Who?
him being a double agent?
Who?
Johnny Vitti. Johnny Vitti
Johnny
ran in the
V.
said, you get in. He didn't
That's
try to
right.
be in that truck because he know that's the truck that was
Hey,
about to
that's
get
gonna
hit.
get hit. Right. So Johnny Vitti is like, yo, he's like, what is all this? He's like, yo, you told me to move the operation or whatever. He's like, oh, well, yeah, you want to be the boss, you want to be the boss, then you go and jump in the truck. Right. And he was like,
Right.
damn, he ain't want to get in that damn truck. You know
Yeah,
what I
because
mean?
he knows about to go down. And he said,
Yeah.
I was like, he was this close, but Johnny. And then after that, he had it out for Johnny ever since. But
That's right. That's right. He's like, damn it. But I like how the heist went down because, Oz knew what was happening. He saw the truck come behind him, right? And then go around the truck or whatever. And then the driver's telling the joke, and it was a terrible joke. And then he told another joke. And then once the hit happened, like Oz went off. He's like, bah, he just busting cats. It was dope. I thought it was dope. You know what I mean? He was holding on to the truck because it's moving all around and he's popping this guy, popping that guy, you know what I mean? And the guy comes in there's like, yo, okay. And then that guy got popped. And it was wild.
the driver was not underlined. He got popped one time. Then he managed to turn around and pop one of the Maroney's guys.
Right.
So
yeah, it was wild.
It was
and then he saved Costello.
Save
Costello.
Exactly.
Save Costello.
To get on Sophia good side. See,
Right.
I saved your man.
Right. He's like, Costello. And then he popped the dude. He's like, get in the car, get in the truck. And then they got up out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was crazy.
Mhm.
That was wow. That was a good scene. I'm not
It
gonna
was.
lie. I was zoned in to like, oh. Like, who's that? Oh.
Yeah.
But sometimes you be like, whose side is that? I have to be like, wait, who?
Like, which side is he shooting?
Right.
Is he shooting against the Maroney? Like, yeah,
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because we ain't know the characters all that well yet after episode.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also Alberto's funeral this episode as well.
That's right.
We have the funeral going, and Penguin's still gonna be the Penguin. He's still trying to get stuff done.
That's right.
And then Sophia, she on this like avenging her brother, like who unalive her brother.
Yeah.
So she not letting it go because she is like going behind Uncle Lucas' back and being on this manhunt for her brother, unalive. And so and she got in touch with I don't know, was it a doctor or what was it? It was some guy. I forgot the guy she ran into because I cannot remember this guy because she wanted some answers.
Okay.
For her brother. Right, his name is escaping me.
It's okay.
But
we seen it. It's okay.
Because he came back into the while they was having the funeral, the afterpath or whatever, the repast.
Repast.
And he came with this guy, which is the Maroney guy, is the Everett Hackney or something like that. Everett, I'm just calling him Everett, which is the Maroney's guy.
Yeah.
And because the wife said she asked him where's the guy because he is missing. They took this man from the hospital.
Yep.
All doped up.
Yep. Put him in the basement.
Out of it. Put him in the basement.
Locked him on. Put him on a cot and locked his arm up against the radiator or whatever it was. Right.
Yeah. Like, that's a big old radiator in the basement. That's the basement. That's what I was saying in my head. So and what else happened? Oh yeah, then
Oz went down there.
Oz went down there. He went to go because Costello was guarding that basement room. And no, he told who he told, Johnny or Lucas. No, he told Johnny and Milo or something that Sophia got something going on down in the basement.
Right.
She's doing some other stuff. So he basically snitched on her,
Yeah.
like snitched on her, so they can, make an interference in some way. Somehow he can worm his way down there to the guy.
Right. So he went down to the guy and told him to tell him when they ask who put you up to it, say Johnny, whatever the name was.
Johnny Vitti.
Johnny Vitti, right? And then what happened next?
And then our little friend Victor was supposed to stash something in Johnny's car,
Yes.
red car, which is jewels. The jewels
Yes.
he got from Carmine's suite.
Right.
That was in episode 1. So he tried to put the jewels in Johnny Vitti's red car, and Victor was unsuccessful. Okay.
He got caught. He's on the run
he
now.
Was running. Okay.
Right.
I was cracking up when he was running away because
He
was gone.
He was out. So then Oz called him. Yo, is it done? Nah, I couldn't get it done. Da 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 da. And then he had to change the plan. And
the dude said he would say it.
He's like, I'm gonna say Johnny. He's like, I change the plans.
Change the plans. Plan B. Put a circle in his chest with the,
pretty disgusting.
That was disgusting. I was like, dang.
Turned it. He's like, ugh. I was like, ah.
Right. So that was crazy. And
Sophia came down there and they was looking for him. And
because that's when Johnny and Milo, they went to go tell Uncle Lucas, and Uncle Lucas came down.
Yeah.
And he approached her like, yo, what's going on? You got these side missions and stuff like that. So, and then they came down. Dude was gone. He was
I didn't know
there.
it was a knife, though. I want to know who was a knife. I mean, it could have been anything. Who got the knife? And then they went back upstairs to search everybody. Like, how you know it was a knife that took them out?
I would say the sharp object. I would not go to knife. You know what I mean? The way he was cut, it was something sharp.
Right. And then he twisted it to make it bigger. So it could have been a bullet hole. It could have been anything.
It could have been a hole. I don't know.
It could have been something, but they brought everybody together. All right, line them up because we're gonna search everybody.
Yeah, line all guys up.
Dope. This part was dope. What Oz did, yo.
The setup.
Yeah, this was dope.
So Oz, he had to think quick on his feet as he realized that everybody's getting gathered.
Yeah.
And about to get patted. He had took the knife out of his pocket. And took it under his sleeve, and then he turned around and called Johnny Vitti a rat and started commotion with him.
Yeah.
And in turns, the security guards and Costello was trying to break it up and stuff like that because he's supposed to drop that in Johnny's somewhere on Johnny. But
I think he did it right, though. I think he did it right. Like I think he was close enough to do it, but then when Costello came, he was trying to just move around, so he couldn't feel when he was sliding it in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Vitti, he was just kind of standing there, so he would have obviously saw when Oz was trying to slide it into his pocket. So I think he did it right by putting it in Costello's pocket, because he's not paying attention. He's trying to hold everybody back. So I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope how he did it, man.
Yeah, but he wanted Johnny so bad.
He did.
He wanted Johnny so bad after what happened at the FEMA heist. Okay. But it didn't pan out that way, so it is what it is. As long as he's not the one, getting unalive. Right. So they found it in Costello's pocket, and then he said he was pleading with Sophia and Uncle Lucas, like, "Yo, that's why I take out your brother? Like, no, I don't have no reason to. You know what I mean?" So. That was crazy. Then it was like a back and forth. He's like, I'm telling you now, and then pop.
Yeah.
Uncle Lucas said, okay, whatever.
Lucas was like,
right.
Clean it up.
Clean it up.
Like Uncle Lucas don't play, man. He's really the top boss.
Yeah, he got tired of them going back and forth. So yeah. So
I think he got more tired to hearing Sophia's voice, like, give me that gun, give me that gun.
Oh yeah, she did say that.
So she wanted to pop.
Yeah. Second Civil too.
Yeah, he saved his
Yeah,
life, and then he set him up to get him. He's taken out. So at this point,
yeah, because she had no choice. It was either him or it's like me or you. It's either me or
and
you.
I
So
was mad at Victor, boy, because he had to be quick on his feet to do this, to get this done
yeah,
and get out of there alive. Yeah, yeah, he had to be quick on his feet. He couldn't just drop the knife. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. He couldn't do that. Then
Mhm.
nah, that'd be obvious. So
Right.
he Oz is the cleanup guy. So
Mhm.
him and Victor is the cleanup guy. They digging graves, and
Mhm.
the penguin is mad at Victor because he didn't do what he's supposed to do, and he told him to lay down in that grave. I was like, yo, traumatize the boy. Just traumatize the boy. He already got a stutter. Let's
Look,
traumatize the boy.
he said, you want to be in there with him? Then you better not mess up next time. Basically, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Go lay down with the dead real quick, smell them. He was like, ugh. I was feeling bad for Vic, man. Like, you gotta
Yeah,
like lay down with him. I was like, damn.
yeah. So that was basically episode 2.
Right.
Anything else? Any party words?
Nah, I thought this was a good episode too. Was anything else that comes to mind? Nah, that he just danced with his mama, and
The
we
the
understand
heist was dope,
the
and
heist was dope. We understand that again. They are to me. They are humanizing the penguin. They are humanizing Oz,
yeah.
and this is again. I didn't think this could work. That's why I wasn't really interested in it in the beginning, because I
Hmm.
was like, okay, this is gonna be about the penguin. Like, why would I want to watch the
I
penguin? Like,
had to talk him into it, y'all. Okay.
she did. But once I started watching it and I started seeing that, oh, there's a whole different world that I don't even know about, and they are humanizing this guy, and they're showing the beginning stages of him. I'm like, okay, let's go.
You kind of saw that in the Batman, so it was
Yeah,
like
it
the
was
whole.
just
I just looked at him as a criminal,
yeah, I
trying to
just thought
get
it
what
was
he
like
wanted.
a scammer, you know what I mean? Like just one of those weasels.
Well, he still is that, but let's get to episode 3. It's called Bliss. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
this was like mostly a Victor episode as well because you get
Mm,
his flashback of his life with his parents and his sister and this girl Gabriella. So it's like he has this flashback of what happened to his parents. So long story short, when the Riddler was doing his thing in Gotham, and he exploded the seawalls and it flooded the town, and it unalived his parents because his parents, they live in an apartment.
yep.
So if it whole thing just wiped out some people, and his family was one of them.
Yep.
And that young lady, Gabriella,
Gabriella.
his friend,
Yeah.
because they was on the roof. They was a little higher than what that water was coming in. So it was like, yo, he saw it with his own eyes what was happening when
Hmm.
when the explosion happened, and yo, so
The,
that's
the important part of it all is that, of course, Victor was trying to, talk to his dad and trying to let his dad know that he was getting,
hey, Candy.
he was getting ripped off and all of this and that. And then he was like, "Yo, I just want to go with my friends." And his father was giving him a hard time. Are you going to be with this guy, be with that guy? He's like, "Come on, man. I want to get into it. I want to be with my friends and watch the fireworks and see all this, that, and the third." If he didn't let him go, he would have been washed up with his whole entire family too.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes,
it's
yes.
important to remember that his pops, while he was a real hardworking man, he was getting ripped off. Victor saw it, the whole family saw it.
Yeah.
He still loved his son enough to be like, all right, go ahead, do what you got to do. But like it was a good moment to see again Victor now be humanized and see the backdrop of Victor and why
Yeah,
he
because I was like, where's Victor's people? That's what I was
right.
like. So now we know that he
Yep.
did come from a family, a mother,
Yeah.
father, a sister, and a household. So
Yep.
that was just sad, yo.
Real sad.
Whole family white.
Mm.
And we see why he was on the street doing what he was doing with those group of boys.
Trying to get money. Right.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm gonna take the time out to let y'all know to like this video, share, subscribe if you're not already, please, and thank you.
You already
I
know what it is,
appreciate
man.
it.
Salute. Appreciate y'all. Word.
So yeah, so it was good to see Victor's story. And also this is where at the end of episode 2, I forgot that Sophia and the Penguin did team up together
That's right.
because Uncle Luke was trying to send her to Italy because they think she's tripping. There's
Mhm.
and then she's a woman trying to do her own thing. So in a mob boss in the mob family, there's no leadership when it comes to. I mean, there's no woman in leadership. So
Right. There's no
it's
women
always
bosses. Right.
yeah. So it's always men. So that's another oversight for her and her family. So she's trying to do her own thing. She's trying to continue to do what her Alberto was out set to do with this new drug.
Mhm.
And she met up with the Penguin. She introduced him to the chemist. To go to chemist. Look like Santa. Um
He do
he
not
does.
like Santa, yo.
It do look like Santa. It look like Santa. I'm
He
like, what
looks
is
like
this?
a redneck from down south that's about to blow your brains out with a Confederate flag. That's what he looked like.
Yeah, if he had that color, yeah, that too. If he had a shiny in his hand, I would go with that too.
That's
But
what he looked like.
so she meets the chemist and the whole setup, the whole what the drug is and what it does. And also it was another part of that I want to say warehouse that they store mushrooms. Because the pink was not playing the shrooms. He's like, this is not no dorm. This ain't no dorm drug. And it was like it was growing like these red things on top of it. What's it called? Basidior spore or something. It would start with a B. It was
You know,
these red
technical queen.
things.
Yes.
It was these red things on top of these mushrooms that is the
It was
drug.
enhancing. It was enhancing and
The
creating the final touches for the
touches.
bliss. Yeah.
Yeah, for the bliss. So that's what makes it so red, I guess.
Mhm.
And also,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so she showed him that, and then he trying to she trying to sell this to him, and she also said we need to meet up with I guess with the triad. They need to meet up with the triad,
Hmm.
and the she said her father wiped out the triad family, the triad boss. I think that's what she said. I think her father had a hand in that, if I'm not mistaken. So she want to approach the triad family.
But really, it was Oz, right? Because it was like, okay, we got the product.
Oh
Oz
yeah,
on the distribution. So Oz was the one that came up with the triads. And she was like, what we doing here? This is she recognized and was like, yo, they supposed to be our enemies or whatever. He was like, yo, you told me to find somebody. Here they are. So let's go try our
oh yeah.
hand.
He did a surprise pop up on him.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's what he
yo,
did. And then
and
Vic,
on them too. But he
um,
was like, yo,
yeah,
I'm
he didn't
supposed
call
to be
ahead. He
there.
just like, and then when he gets there, he meets the underboss of the
Right.
triads. And he's
Yeah.
like, yo, you owe me money. He's like, I ain't come empty handed. And he had like some booze in a box and all that. He's like, you think I want that? Like, why
Right.
are you really here? He's like, yo, I got an opportunity for you. So they sit down and he ain't really with it. And then he's just like, okay, well, I wasn't expecting to see Sophia because he knows who Sophia is. So, they just like, all right, wait, where did this order come from? What's good? What's good? Where did this order come from? Oh, it came from Johnny Vitti. And Sophia's looking at him like, it's like, yeah, yeah, okay. Well, if Johnny Vitti calls and he lets us know, then we'll rock with it, and I'll introduce you to the top boss, and then we'll go from there and see what he says, right?
Timeout. Yes. Demarcus, no, honey. No, no,
Nah,
no. No, no,
no,
no.
not even
No, no,
close,
no.
bro.
Not even close. Right. I
Not
said,
even
wait a
close.
minute.
Well, he said, I get it. He said vibes. So I know what he's saying, like vibes, not
Yeah, for its
clearly.
family positioning.
Well,
Yes.
wanting to be in power, wanting to be a
Yes.
boss, being a woman,
Yes.
right?
That's what I'm saying. The family position, like how
Yeah,
you
yeah,
position
yeah,
in
yeah.
your family. Yeah, that, yeah.
But
But
she is way much more stronger and just like,
yeah.
crazier but smart too. Like she's very intelligent too,
Yeah, that's
as
true.
we find out.
That's true.
Sophia is very like you got to be intelligent and crazy. That's her.
Intelligent, crazy. Yes, that's definitely her. So that was smart on this guy to
Yeah.
say to tell that Johnny VD to make a phone call to see if it's true that Johnny is the one who sent them down here to this little side operation.
Right. Like, why should I believe you? You a scammer. You know what I'm saying? You owe us money. Why should I believe you, Oz? Well, you know what? If Johnny calls, then I'll call my boss and we'll go from there. So yeah, he definitely was smart. I agree with you.
So yeah, so so to order, we just gonna keep going with this. So in order to get Johnny to call,
oh yeah, I love this.
He had a run in with Lucas' wife, Trina. He said he need a favor. And
okay,
then,
so I want to know. Okay, this is what I want to know before we go forward. Why did she do it? Like, why was she so open to doing it? Like, that's Lucas' wife.
Oz got something. He must got some. You know, he got that file, right? So he know that she is doing that with Johnny because of that file from Carmine file. He got that file. They have everybody dirt. Yep, everybody dirt is in that file.
Okay, so she slept with somebody else. So he probably blackmailed.
She was sleeping with Johnny, his underling, for a long time. So he know that, and he know there's pictures, and he might have something else on her. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
But he probably just said, we just need to run an interference on y'all. We're not gonna tell Lucas. We're not gonna tell Lucas.
Like, she was stroking dude, man. Like,
she was riding.
She was all up in there with Johnny, man.
Child girl, okay.
Yeah, for real. I'm like, dang.
And then they had the key, and you know, Sophia was there as well. And they got busted. Johnny. Johnny.
Caught with his pants down. Literally caught with his pants down.
Literally. And then Sophia told Tina, that don't forget her panties.
Right.
I was like, that was funny. So they gave him a proposition, like, you know, to call what's his name, Vane, for the triad boss, Vane, and tell about this new drug deal. He said if you don't, and then he got under Penguin's skin. He was like tearing him down with his words. I was like, yo, you in your bed half naked.
But see, the thing about it is, I was praying that Oz didn't pop off like he did with Alberto, and that would have messed up everything. Yeah, I was like, don't do it. I was talking to the screen like, don't do it, Oz. Don't pop him, dog. Don't do it. You're gonna mess up everything. You're gonna mess up the plan.
Right.
And he didn't do it. He just put the phone in his mouth, you know, and whatever.
I was so scared. So I was like, oh, it's just the phone. It's just the phone.
Right.
It's just a phone. I thought he was like really sticking him, poking him with something or something. I don't know. So so he put the phone down his throat, you know, tell him to make the call.
Right.
And he did. We see that he did. But before we get to the club, we're gonna get to Victor. He has girl Gabrielle over, which we saw in the flashback at the beginning of this episode. She said she's leaving.
Yep.
And she don't have no family either, so she's trying to, you know, leave and make a better life for herself, basically. Because there's nothing there left. Because they still, you know, giving out FEMA relief, trying to get FEMA relief to these people who town got destroyed by the sea of water.
Right.
And she asked, like, eventually asked, can he come with her? She buy the bus ticket. So she said, and then eventually he broke down and said, yes, he'll come. So buy another bus ticket. So
I knew he wasn't going. Because he was scared. He was like, yo, you know, I got a good thing here, da-da-da-da. And she's like,
your boss,
but what about me? What about us? You know what I'm saying? Like, like we have nothing. Our families are gone. Like, it was a good idea.
Yeah.
But look, we forgot to mention how Vic is now getting $8,000 a week. Way more money than he could ever imagine having or getting from Oz. And at the same time,
Oz said, like, if you don't speak up to your worth, you speak up.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, tell him. He said $2,000. He was like,
no, don't even try it.
He's like, good, but nah.
But at the end of the day, it's like to me, like Vic didn't. It wasn't his idea to leave at all, but he also feels like, okay, Oz owns him. He feels like that because he didn't take him out when he tried to steal his car.
Yeah.
So and then look at Vic. You gotta look at Vic as like an orphan at this point, because he
Yeah, yes,
is.
he is.
He's young, he's a teenager, he has nobody else. The only person really taking care of him is Oz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he kind of feels obligated on one end. At the same time, he still wants a father type figure because we see that he had a close relationship with his dad, even though it may have not have been, you know, all smooth all the time, but still he had a dad.
Yeah.
So Oz is like his new dad, if you really think about it.
Yeah, like and vice versa with Oz, because you know he has feelings
Son.
for, yeah, see him
Yeah.
as a family member.
Hmm.
And yeah, so Victor is contemplating thinking about leaving Oz. So we get to the club,
Yeah.
and then this is where the deal is trying to happen. This is when we meet up with the triad boss Finn.
Hmm.
Fang or Finn, whatever his name is, the triad boss. And even Sophia is not too oblivious to know that Penguin, you know, is two-faced. That he's a double agent guy. So she like, I'm gonna let you know that I am in charge. You used to be my driver.
Mm.
So don't think any other way and stuff like that. And then
Mhm.
also at the same time, they is pushing this new drug in the club. Because we have Eve and her girls, so they is working the floor, the dance floor.
Yeah,
So
they
they
are.
is making their rounds, and we got Victor with the book bag full of the product.
Mm.
So in case the girls need to you know
Re-up.
re up on the product, they could. So he
Mhm.
walking through the dance floor as well. He's moving around and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
we're gonna get Victor out the way because at one point when the girl was dancing with him, one of the E workers, he saw the flashing lights and he heard the explosions and he had a
Mhm.
PTSD moment, a
Yeah,
flashback of the water flood of
the flood and the dam and everything. Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, so
He dropped the product on the floor. He was
yeah.
just like,
I'm glad that girl was right there to help him pick it up. Are you okay? And stuff
yeah.
like that. So
But at first, I thought she was trying to like actually skim, like actually, I couldn't. The way that she was looking at him, it seemed like she was trying to skim off of the money that he was getting from the bag and getting some of the, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
take a little extra. I felt
I
like
think
she
she
wanted to
really
rob.
liked them from episode 2 when she came over with Eve.
Right. Oh,
So
okay. She liked them. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Got
yeah.
you. But it seemed like when I saw this, I felt like she was trying to like,
It's kind of hard to tell in that kind of scene because it's like
yeah,
the way it was trippy, how him going
like,
through
yeah,
this.
come on over. Yeah, you got the bag. Come on, you got the product. Dance a little bit,
Hey,
loosen up
Derry
a little
B.
bit. What up, Eric B? So you know, I felt like she was like, let me try to get some of this money or something like that. I
Yeah,
don't know. That's how I felt, but it didn't happen like that.
yeah, I know.
It definitely is Eric B.
So
Definitely.
look, yes, it is. It's fire.
Yeah.
So I'm glad she was there too. I'm glad she was the one that was there who helped him pick up the product. It could have been the stranger trying to run with it, but
Right.
yeah. So that happened to Victor, poor Victor, on that, and
Yeah.
we see uh it's the VIP section where we see Sophia and Oz and Triad Boss and his
Mhm.
people. They are having this meeting, and she is selling him on this new drug, psychological. She gave him the psychological need of this drug. She went with that narrative of why this drug need to be this gonna be a top drug, just like on Force that what was it called, Dahlia or something,
Yeah, the Dahlia. Yeah.
Dahlia or something. It was gonna be a top drug, so you don't want to be
Mhm.
left behind, basically. And
Right.
she gave him she took the psychological approach of the need of this drug. So
Yeah, because he was mentioning, yeah, well, we know you got a pass. Why should I trust you? And she's like, well, yes, I went through the psych ward, and I know you study psychology or you something like that.
his father studied
His
psychology.
father, right, right,
Yeah,
right. So, and his father was a boss as well. So she used that
yeah,
psychological angle to say, hey, people, they're gonna need this, they're gonna want it, they're gonna fiend for it, and the whole nine. So yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So and she just did her whole spiel, and then she left. You know,
Yeah,
and then she let Penguin do the rest.
because he wasn't biting.
Yeah.
He wasn't biting because he did say that their family still is still tied in
Yeah,
some way.
some way, yeah.
So he didn't want to mess that up because he didn't trust. Again, he's not trusting Sophia. He's definitely not trusting Penguin.
Yeah,
Oz,
nobody trusts him. So
right. So he was kind of like, I don't know. Even with your speech and psychology and all of this and that, the psychosis or whatever, he wasn't biting. So she was like, you know what, take it or leave it. I'm leaving. And then she was like, go ahead, Oz, go ahead. So Oz did what he had to do, you know?
yeah, she knew it was gonna sell due to a psychological. She took the psychological approach due to she was being locked up in an asylum and she was taking some drugs there. So,
But then at the same time, you know, as you mentioned earlier, when it comes down to bosses, crime bosses, stuff like that, is very chauvinistic. So that
yeah,
he's not really going to do a deal with, you know, a woman. Unfortunately, that's the way it is.
yeah,
And then a woman who's connected to a family that they kind of have a bond with, or kind of have on they're on good terms with, I'll say.
yeah, kind
So,
of.
so he don't want to let this woman boss kind of mess up his deal. So that's why when Penguin had to do what he had to do, he had to step in, and you know, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's why I think that's why she left. She said what she said and she left.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that's how it is. But you know, I mean, that's kind of the reality of some situations, sure,
Yeah. So
especially in crime world.
yeah, unfortunately. So the Penguin went out. I guess they was outside of the club and she asked did they agree to the deal. He said yes. So Penguin did his thing, so they did agree to this deal of this moving this product. And she said, I know you I guess sold her out 10 years ago. Mind you, 10 years ago. I think that's when she got put
Mm-hmm.
into the place. And she got her in trouble with Uncle Lucas and them. And the rest is history. They didn't really say what it was. So hopefully next episode they can touch on it.
Yeah,
But they didn't say what happened, how she really got into that place, and what was the double cross or what was the setup or whatever, how she betrayed him. And then
yeah.
he did admit it. He had his own ambition because he didn't want to be a driver. So
I think he basically snitched on her trying to do a side deal or whatever the case is.
yeah.
And then they kind of was like, nah. And then she tried to flip out on him. It may have been like a back and forth flip out on him. Like, you know, we just gonna lock. We ain't gonna take her out because she's family. Because you know they don't take out each other. They don't take out their family. They rather lock you up or do
Send
something
you
crazy.
away. Send you away.
Yeah. Let's send you away. Exactly. Let's send you away. I like it. That's the term.
And
You know
she
what I'm
called him
saying?
a capo. I was like, yep. So
Yeah.
he
So I think
just
he snitched on her to try to get higher because
higher in the rankings. Yeah.
that's how Oz is. He's a freaking snitch. He'll do whatever it takes. And yeah. Let me see.
Sophia checked Carla VD about sneaking off to Italy and find out that her daughter, her cousin, that was cousin
Gia.
Carla and her daughter Gia, when that
Okay.
lady before her. So
Gotcha.
everybody was whispering and stuff. Everybody still whisper about her psychotic break or what have you, or
Mhm.
whatever happened. They really didn't say what it was. So yeah. And then we see the Maroney wife, Nadia, I think that's her name, Nadia something. She pulled up with her peoples.
Yep.
She said she been following the Penguin. She been following him, so she know what he been doing.
Mm-hmm.
But she never trusted him. So she pulled up, and then they got the blickies out, and they got Penguin and Sophia at gunpoint. And then we also see Victor went to the bus thing. He didn't get on the bus. He on his way back, and he see what went down. He see them on the ground with their hands up, and then he had to pause for a second. Then he ran his car and him pinned up a guy, one of the gunmen,
Mm-hmm.
against the truck. So that was that. And then it took him out. He crashed so hard it took him out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah,
then
the
Penguin
airbags
had to
came.
grab him. Penguin had to hit him, like, come to,
Let's go.
like,
Let's go.
let's
Yeah.
go, let's go. I'm surprised the car is still standing, but Penguin got his car all souped up, special. So
right.
so yeah, that was that. They got away. And then he said, "What about Sophia?" And then Penguin said, "Forget her."
Yeah.
He
So,
loves Sophia.
so forget her.
That episode.
That was it.
I was like, "What?"
You did good, son. You did good. You did good, Vic. You did good. You came back because he let him go. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Go
They was in
ahead.
the bathroom and
Oh,
counting the money, right? And then he was trying to tell him that he wanted to go and that he had this girl and all this and that. He's like, I'm not holding you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you ain't a hostage. You know what I'm saying? But you love this. This is what you meant to be. Like, this is who you are. But it is what it is. You know, I'll let you go. Go ahead, go. So then he went to go to the bus
after
stop.
he had at the blicky at him.
Yeah,
You had nothing before me and stuff like that. He thought he was running off with his money. He's like, no.
Right.
So
he thought he was trying to double cross him because that's how he thinks.
Yeah.
Because
that's what he would do.
Exactly. We thinking the same thing. He was doing the same thing.
Yeah, so that was the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Vic better hold that night in. Taj, don't tell him Vic or Francis for payback. I'm like, I don't know. Hope maybe, but yeah, that was the end of episode Bliss. So we know why it's called Bliss. This is about the product, this new product that's about to run through Gotham. So we'll see how that goes.
I love how they make New York City Gotham all the time.
Hey, look. Hey, what other city would it be?
Exactly. Dope.
So yeah, so that was in episode 3.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this series so far, even though it's a limited series. How
many episodes is going to?
I don't know. I hope 10. So because I'm really enjoying it. We are caught up. So the new episode airs tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
Episode 4, it's coming on Sunday night. On Max.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get access.
So I can't wait. I want to see if Sophia okay. If she is, she's gonna be a savage. Might be on a warpath. The Penguin better hope and pray. We can get a prayer.
You think she's gonna go after him? She's gonna go after him because he left him?
Yeah. But she couldn't be surprised at the same time if you know how Penguin is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How he get down. So
okay.
Yeah. Is that right? Crown Heights.
Right, exactly. You saw that, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So So you got any other parting words, Jay, about this?
Yeah, man, definitely everybody. If you're just seeing us for the first time and you haven't watched Penguin, definitely watch Penguin because it's dope. And what Penguin is giving force and
vibes. I can see that.
I can see that too. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. And it's definitely a good series. Thank you again, Mo, for opening my mind up to watching it. Because like I said, I wasn't, I'm a Marvel guy. Everybody knows that. But I'm open to DC too. And this is dope. This is dope so far. And I would say it's a good middle show to watch before my power shows come back. So
yeah, this is definitely a good show for the Penguin as his own show.
Yeah,
the character. So we never thought a Penguin would have his own show.
I never thought.
But the Batman, the 2022 Batman.
Yeah.
Yes, because when you look at this show, it don't give DC universe. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we know it is.
It's like its own. It's like its own universe.
Yeah.
But I would say it's like the bizarro world of the actual DC, right?
Yeah.
You got Superman and you got Bizarro, right? Which is the opposite.
Yeah.
So I would say it's like an alternative universe. So I like it. I'm with it. I'm down for it. Let's do it. I'm watching Pennyworth.
Okay. Yeah, that's another show that's on Max. That's part of the DC.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm rocking with Penguin right now. I'm open for that. Aren't they coming back with the Batman too soon? Something like that.
I hope so because we need the same people who's on the Batman in 2022 if they're gonna do a second one because that was dope and I like how they did that approach to like real world circumstances and how it was shot and stuff like that. So
yeah, shout out to Colin Farrell, man. He killing it right now. He killing this
I'll
role.
be forgetting that's him under there.
Okay. Right. You think it's another actor from The Sopranos, right? But
Right,
it's this is Colin Farrell. The dude look nothing like him.
Right. It's like,
yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out to the writers and all the actors and actresses. They did that thing, whether it was short lived or not. But so RIP to Alberto, RIP to Castillo. Okay.
Bye, Poppy. Once again. Poppy, you're gonna need a new agent, man. We need you with longer roles. Like he did his thing. He was in there for a long time in Ghost before he got taken out. So we're gonna need that same type of time period where he gets paid per episode. We need more work for Poppy, man. Whatever his real name is.
He did a good job in this one, then Ghost.
He did.
Sorry, not sorry. But anyway. If you don't have no parting words, we about to get out of here, you guys. So make sure you like this video.
Hold on.
Okay.
What we doing next, man?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fighting for my life over here. These flies trying to attack me, y'all. They are trying to attack me. I have a fly.
Okay. Look out for our Reasonable Doubts tomorrow, full panel, right? And check out our first reactions that we did the other day.
Yeah, so check that out. So the panel is tomorrow at 6:30 Central Standard Time.
That's right.
And we're gonna see you guys again for episode 4 of The Penguin sometime beginning of the week. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out.
We're gonna figure that out. So we definitely will be back for episode 4. But
I mean, what'd you say? It comes on tomorrow?
Yes.
On tomorrow. Yeah, we'll figure out a day to do a first reaction because that's how we do it. But yeah, I like how you did this. Good job today. Shout out to Mo. You know what I'm saying?
You.
Love it. We are under an hour. I love it.
Yes. So we tried to be under an hour. But yes, we're trying to get out of here. But yes, definitely check us out tomorrow for the Reasonable Doubt panel. That's happening tomorrow, 6:30 Central Standard Time. And that's about it. And definitely catch us in episode 4. And we will see y'all in the next one.
Salute.
Deuces.